Are we finally getting a Nintendo Direct in March? So let's go back a month first to early February. Everyone was speculating, including myself, that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct in February because they usually do that. And then Nate the Hate even said there was a Direct coming, so everyone thought that there was going to be a general Direct, and it ended up being a partner showcase, which was pretty underwhelming. And then pretty recently there was the Nintendo Treehouse event and the Pokemon event, but we didn't get a general Nintendo Direct. And it's now going on 6 months since the last general Direct, and a lot of people were pretty confused as to why, because we don't really know much about what the Switch 2 is really doing for the second half of the year. The first half of the year is pretty light, so it would make sense that they would just start to announce more games for the summer, more games for the holiday season, but we haven't gotten that yet. Even Pokemon Winds and Waves is coming out next year. I think the only game we have a release date for right now is Tomodachi Life, and that comes out in April. I could be wrong, but I don't think we know other release dates for other Nintendo games, at least specific release dates. If there is, it's like a minor game, and I'm not counting Switch 2 editions of games. Like, I know there's the Mario Wonder thing, it's not a new game. Nintendo completely skipped out on Zelda's 40th anniversary, the specific day, didn't even acknowledge it. So right now, there's really not much coming from Nintendo, at least not that we know about. And is March going to be the month when we finally get a Direct? I don't know. There's always going to be rumors of new Mario, new Zelda, new Kirby, new Pikmin. There's always going to be rumors of everything. Obviously, not all of that is going to happen, but Nintendo has more games coming out in 2026. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say at all. It's just a matter of when we're actually going to learn about them, how many games there's going to be, are they actually going to be like big games? And I've been seeing a lot of people defend Nintendo recently, led by saying that they don't really care to have a big game. I saw Scott the Woz say something on that. I usually agree with him on a lot. I disagree a little bit on this because when you're buying a new console, like a Nintendo console, which is a device mainly for Nintendo games, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect like a lot of first-party support, like early on in the system's life, like at least a couple big games that are like huge system sellers, which we really haven't had yet besides Bonanza, and even that's not on the same level as a lot of other Nintendo series. I think it's completely reasonable to want to know more about what Nintendo is doing on their new console that people paid a lot of money for. And I'm not talking about PlayStation here, I'm not talking about Xbox. I know first-party studios there consistently release multi-platform games, whether it's on PC and the console or just on other consoles in general. They don't make as many games, but Nintendo is a different case, simply for the fact that they're not really trying to directly compete with PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo, of course, makes Nintendo consoles for Nintendo games. Something like the PlayStation, there's gonna be Sony games, but plenty of people can buy a PlayStation and not get any Sony-made games and still have a great time with it. If you're buying a Nintendo console not getting Nintendo games, I don't even know if those people exist. Think about if someone bought the Wii U for non-Nintendo games, or if someone bought the Wii for non-Nintendo games, you're just not getting like that many great experiences out of that. Like there's always third-party support, like even on the consoles that have less of it. But if you're buying a Switch or a Switch 2, especially now when there's so much competition, like for handheld gaming, like why not get a Steam Deck or an Xbox ROG Ally or any of the other handheld gaming devices? Like, you're getting a Nintendo Switch because you like Nintendo games. Like, $450 is a lot of money to buy a device where you're not going to enjoy most of, like, the big system sellers on it. It's also just something that's more exciting when you buy a new console. Just know the games that are coming out. Like, at least to know some games in the near future, because we don't really know about many. Like, there's not much to be hyped for if you're a Nintendo fan. Like, there's a new Yoshi game that's cool. There's Tomodachi Life, which is coming out in a month. There's a new Fire Emblem, which I know is very popular. But besides that, like, we don't even know when those games are coming out. We don't know really much about what Nintendo is doing. And I've seen some people say it's because of the fiscal year, and that ends pretty soon. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's because they're just fully focusing on the movie right now. Maybe they want to wait until Mario Day for an announcement. There's a million reasons why they could be doing it, but it doesn't change anything when I say that it's not unreasonable to be asking, like, where are the games? We do have some very good games for the Switch 2. It's not like there's no games like some people say, but when I say where are the games, like for like the near future, like when are we getting these games? Like what is in store for the summer, for the fall? I think a big holiday release is important, especially this early on in a console's life cycle. Like I know not every year is going to have like the biggest heavy hitter, but last year we got Pokemon Legends EA, which got very mixed reviews. Metroid Prime 4, which I thought was a good game. I had fun with it, but a lot of people really hate it. Plus, Metroid is just not one of Nintendo's biggest series. If we go back to the Switch, we got Mario Odyssey in October. Like, that was in the first year. That was, of course, a new 3D Mario game that's always going to be a system seller. In 2018, we got Smash. 2019, it wasn't as big of a game. Like, we got Luigi's Mansion 3. But besides that, there was a lot of Nintendo games in 2019 looking back. Even though the quality wasn't always the best. Like, we got Link's Awakening that year. We got Super Mario Maker 2. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Yoshi's Crafted World. So we got good games that year. It wasn't that one massive game unless like, actually there wasn't one massive game unless you want to count like Luigi's Mansion 3 or maybe even the Link's Awakening remake, just because those are two incredibly popular series, and Fire Emblem Three Houses, even though that was a little earlier. And you know, even Super Mario Maker 2, that's a pretty big game, so not something on the level of Smash, but still some pretty big games there. So for 2026 we have Pokopia, Tomodachi Life, Mario Tennis Fever. We're gonna have a new Yoshi game, we're gonna have Splatoon Raiders at some point if that doesn't get delayed, and a new Fire Emblem. So there's quality games, or games that I think will at least be quality, but I don't think it's unreasonable to just say that. I just like to see like a little more than that. At least just have something to like look forward to with my Switch 2. Another argument people have been making is that it just gives them time to play their backlog, and I understand that point. Like, I've been playing some of my backlog too, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't get new games. Like, I think there's always opportunities to play backlog games, because there's not going to be a new game you want to play like every 2 weeks or something. Like, I just played Resident Evil Requiem, loved it, and now I can go into the backlog and just see what I want to play. Like, now I'm playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and I have a few other games I want to play. I got Sonic and Shadow Generations, whatever it's called, so I'm looking forward to playing that. And I really do like my Switch 2. Like, it's a great console, but again, I bought it for Nintendo games. Most of my third-party games I buy in PS5, unless it's a game I really want to play on the go. Like, actually, I forgot to mention, I got Final Fantasy VII, the remake, on Switch 2, and that's because I just want to be able to play that specifically on the go, since it's a long game. But for a lot of games, I'm fine with just playing on my PS5, and I also have a PlayStation Portal, so since I got that, I've definitely been playing PlayStation games a little more, because I can't always just sit down, like turn on my TV, play a game. Like, sometimes I just want to play a game in short bursts. Sometimes like I'm cooking and I'm just waiting for my food to be ready, so spend a few minutes playing there. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed at night and play a game and not like be on my TV. Like, I have both consoles for different reasons. I'm a big fan of a lot of Nintendo games. Like, they are my favorite game developer, and I have no doubts that we will see some great games, but I want to see a direct soon. I want to see like what 2026, or at least a lot of 2026, is going to look like, because like we're already in the third month of the year, so summer is approaching, and I know the first couple months are usually slow, but we're past that now. And also, something I didn't mention is that this is going to be a very strange holiday season for the gaming industry, because if GTA 6 actually comes out, which is a big if, it's going to be probably one of the best. It is going to be one of the best selling games of all time. It's probably going to have the most downloads ever, like day one. Like, it's going to sell a ridiculous amount. No one wants to compete with GTA 6. Any game that comes out near GTA 6 is just going to lose a lot of sales. So that can dramatically affect what games we get in November and December this year, which is usually a lot of big releases. So is Nintendo factoring this in? Maybe, but I also don't think like you can just plan ahead like the entire year. Like, I think if a game comes out in October, like, it's not going to be affected by that too much, especially a first-party Nintendo game, which is going to have like a different audience, even though there is obviously going to be interlap there. There's a lot of things Nintendo could announce that I'd be happy with. If they announce a new Pikmin, if they announce a new Animal Crossing, which I know won't happen because we got the Switch 2 edition, if we got Mario Maker 3, if we got a new Paper Mario, if we got obviously a 3D Mario, if we got a Zelda remake, if we got like a brand new IP that looks really cool. Like, there's a lot of things that I'd be really excited for as a Nintendo fan, just besides the obvious ones, like the obvious Mario and Zelda. Like, what if they brought back Kid Icarus? What if they brought back Star Fox? What if they brought back F-Zero? Like, if they had something like that, I think that'd be a really exciting announcement, even though I'm not expecting that. Like, those wouldn't be the big games I'm talking about. I'm just talking about other games that I would find interesting. So do I think we're going to have a Direct in March? I don't know. I feel like it's probably gonna be in April if we're getting one. But even then, if it gets to the point where we don't have a Direct past March, it might honestly be until June, because June is usually when a lot of big announcements are. Even though we don't have E3 anymore, it has become just commonplace to announce a lot of big games in June. But for April, I don't know, because they maybe they have like another Direct and they talk about the Mario Galaxy movie. But I feel like that's a big focus right now. Even though it has nothing to do with the Nintendo developers, it still affects Nintendo as a whole. Maybe it's because of the fiscal year. I don't know. If you want to see my thoughts on what I think Nintendo may announce, I have other videos you can check out. But those are just my thoughts about where Nintendo is now. And feel free to disagree if you want to have a respectful conversation about any of this. Just let me know in the comments, because I'm curious what other people think about this. Like, do you think Nintendo just doesn't need any big games now? Do you think they don't need any new games? Like, what's your take on all this? And if you did enjoy this and want to hear what I have to say on more Nintendo topics, be sure to subscribe.